So, I saw this Reddit thread. Rekkles said on his Twitter. So Rekkles basically tweeted. Well, Twitter tweeted that he went out for dinner with Rekkles. Okay? Don't talk about my wallpaper. My wallpaper is just Windows default. Then some guy said, you abandoned Europe when they needed you most. And then Rekkles said, G2 not only benched me at the end of 2021 during the first year of my 3-year contract, but they also made sure that under no circumstances would I go to another LEC team for egotistical reasons, financial and easy competition. So GMs will do this. I'm a GM. I have a superstar player signed. The team's not working with said superstar player. Therefore, what do I do with superstar player? He doesn't fit into my team, and I could get rid of him. But if I get rid of him, I'm giving him to the enemy team, and he could pop off, which means that I could lose. But I have him under contract, so why should I sell him if I can afford it? Maybe I'll just jail him. Or some shit, maybe. KC saved him. So I think KC bought him out for 500,000 euros. So I think G2 just took that. Because also, the reason that you would think that the reason he got out is for the 500 euros. Actually, the reason he got out is for the 500 euros, yes. But also, K-Corp at that time wasn't LEC. They weren't their competition. So Carlos getting 500,000 or selling Rekkles is kind of worth it. Because he's getting 500k for G2. And also, that's not his competition. So yeah, it makes sense like from a GM standpoint and from a team standpoint to sell to an ERL team because it's not their competition and it's a lot of money. But yeah, that's just the way it works, sadly. Like he got completely jailed because he's a star player. Then Fnatic then in turn decided to bench me after 4 months of gameplay of my 2-year contract, trying to get me out after a few weeks, failing to do so at an early time. I don't know actually what happened with Fnatic because Fnatic did a lot of weird stuff. They did like they had Rekkles. Then they had, I don't know what support they had, but then they had Advien. And then they changed their bot lane again in summer to Noah Jun. Who was it? They had someone else. Rux, they had Rux, that was it. They had Rekkles, Rux, Advien, and then they got a Korean bot lane. So I think Fnatic were a bit unsure what they wanted to do with bot lane. What did they actually end up doing? How did Rekkles get out of his Fnatic contract? There's no way T1 bought him out, right? Did they just give him to T1? Does anyone know? Oh yeah, they had Trimby as well. Oh my god, I forgot about that. No, Trimby, that's right. Yeah, they didn't have Jun. What happened with the Fnatic contract? Because obviously here it makes sense, right? G2 got rid of him and sent him to K-Corp. The T1 stuff, I don't know. He basically is saying, what Rekkles is saying is the villains were/are within the region that he abandoned. So Rekkles is saying that he kind of got fucked over by G2. And it sounds like he got fucked over by Fnatic. And then he was just like, I'm out. I'm done. He's going to T1. Then we got another follow-up tweet from Neon. So for the context, Neon was the AD carry of Vitality with the Perks roster, I believe. And then Neon wrote, it could be worse. You could have been benched by the teammate who was sitting right next to you, who you could see flaming you on Discord on his screen to the guy that replaces you. So it sounds like, I do believe from the comments and from the timeline, people do what they perceive is in their best interest. It's a game mechanic you have to expect and play around. Yeah, I mean, they could have hit it. So Upset came in to replace Neon, I believe. And I think it was Perkovic that was on next to him on that Vitality roster. Saying that probably, I don't know what he said, right? I'm not going to put words in his mouth, but obviously he was like unhappy with Neon. And then Neon got replaced by Upset later on. The funny part is, I guess, for Neon is they did worse without him, didn't they? I'm pretty sure. Didn't they go like 10th or some shit without him? So, and they made playoffs with him. So I guess he does have the final laugh. So it's funny because like Worlds ends, everyone's like, how do we fix Europe? Fucking Europe. Where's the fucking European players? How do we fix the fucking work culture and all that shit? Look at all these fucking shit GMs and stuff like that. Or fucking look at what they did to me. Look what they did. Everyone's coming out with their own fucking takes about what happened during their years of a player. Why don't we just open up a fucking Twitter group? Everyone can just write in their stories as a player. I was supposed to join Misfits in 2017 or 2018 or some shit, and I got fucked over last second on a Skype group. They deleted the Skype group. I didn't have any chat logs. Okay? I was supposed to join Misfits. It was supposed to be a super team, and I was supposed to be the player on their team as a mid laner. And then they deleted the Skype group with the contract in it, and then I couldn't join. And then I had to join, and I joined HUK instead. Super team. Do you remember the Misfits super team, chat? Do you remember the Misfits super team with Soaz, Maxlore, Gorilla, Hansama, Febiven? That super team, that's why I call it super team. That's what I call it, super team. That was the one I was going to be joining. But then I was in a Skype group and they were like, yeah, we would love to have you. Yeah. Or wait, was it 2019 actually? I don't know. 2018, I think. And then, was it 2018, 2019? I don't know. And then they deleted the Skype group. I was a jungler then. It was for jungle. Apparently a deal fell through with one of the players who was supposed to go somewhere else, so then they stayed and then they kept them and then they just deleted the Skype group and I just got like fucked over. Anyway, I'm sure these stories are much worse. So that's what's going okay. That's what's going on right now with Europe and Rekkles. Doinby got a 7-day ban in Korea for spamming the chat with timers. Labrov is joining G2. It's pretty confirmed. We were talking about it earlier. Labrov and Skewman are the new jungle support of G2. It's pretty confirmed at this point. I think I was unsure about support. I was pretty confident that Skewman would join as the jungler, but the Labrov news came out first, so I'm pretty confirmed, pretty sure that it's Labrov and Skewman. So the G2 carrier is not happening, chat. So it'll be Broken Blade, Skewmond, Caps, Hansama, and Labrov. I don't want people I think a lot of people are probably going to have a sour taste in their mouth because Mickey was like such a staple in G2. And I'm sure Mickey will find a great team. But don't shit on Labrov. Labrov's a good player. He had a really good year. Labrov James, he's an amazing sport. He's one of the best sports in Europe. Don't be upset if you got Labrov. A lot of people maybe like are going to say like, oh, this guy was from BDS, he's not good. Bro, this guy's insanely good. He was like I would say for the regular season in summer and it's mostly summer. Labrov was one of the best sports in the region. And he still is. So let's see how good he can do. The funny thing with Labrov is Labrov has been was rank 1 in Europe every single split. He was like top 5. He was grinding solo queue super hard, non-stop. He finished low elo on these counts because you just stop playing. It's just natural as a pro player. But this account, School Phobia, he called himself School Phobia because he had to get out of school like a couple of years ago or a year or 2 ago. And every single year he was hovering rank 1 on this account. It was crazy. So Labrov's a really, really, really good pickup, I think. I'm excited for Labrov on G2. If I'm K-Corp, by the way, side note, if I'm K-Corp and I have Kana, Vladi, Kalist, and I see Mickey X and Yike are free agents, I'm going crazy though. All of my offseason just takes a U-turn. I think if K-Corp got Yike and Mickey X, or Yike or Mickey X, their roster would be insane. Just think about it. They have Kalist, one of the most hyped AD carries in like the last 6 years of European fucking competition. They have Vladi, who's growing into a really strong player. They have Kana, who actually, like at the start of the split, was completely griefing a bit, but he got really good. I think he was just the communication issues. Then they would have Yike or Mickey. I think that the roster is easily going to compete with top 3 if they can get a Yike or a Mickey X in there somewhere. I really think it's worth it. Because I actually agree. Yamato had this take. Yamato said, I quote, I think Yike will be even stronger on a team outside of G2 when he doesn't feel like the G2 pressure-esque, you know? He has like the caliber of player. I actually agree. I think Yike on his next team is going to be insane. So, yeah. Like, yeah, think about... Remember what... You guys remember when Mickey X went to XL? You say Mickey X was not good on XL. Do you remember when he went to XL? That's so untrue, that narrative that he was not good. If you ask any pro player, Mickey X Patrick was one of the strongest bot lanes in the whole year. He was insane on XL. Mickey X, the difference he brought to XL that year, 22 I think it was nuts. Mickey X is a huge player. If you get Mickey X, you have a star in support. But my thought is, the way European rosters are shaping up, I actually agree. I think Mickey X, his option might be C9, you know? Oh, what is Jackie's tweeting? There's no way Yike and Mickey X are going to Giant X. So Sheriff is Patrick's old name. Ana de Armas is Jackie's name. Well, he always called himself Ana de Armas. Billy Butcher from The Boys is Mickey X. I'm guessing this is Juhan because it's a Maokai. Is it to do with Maokai? That's Yike. But who's this? Is that the Antonio? Man, Jackie's. I'm actually excited for Jackie's, man. This kid is good. This kid is so good. He's so fucking good. He just needs to lock the fuck in, get his head down, and fucking work his ass off. And he can become a real big star, I think. He just needs to not get like sucked into the social media that can... Because the problem is social media can break you. It can. Like if you into game where you lose a best of one, the whole narrative can change on a single best of one. Why are no teams signing Nemesis? I would not look at it that way. I think Nemesis... Speaking from inside information, I feel like Nemesis could join like 7 or 8 LEC teams easily. He probably just said no to them, I would guess. Why would he join a mid-tier roster if he is ever going to make a return? I feel like Nemesis is a very competitive player. He would want to join the best roster, or one of the best rosters. Apparently he said no to FlyQuest. There you go. I mean, he could be on FlyQuest right now. But Nemesis, I'm sure Nemesis will return to pro play. I'm sure he will return. What the Gen G CEO said about the LCK. Gen G's doing well on the roster because of Ji-Hoon Lee. Who's that? In terms of EWC, Gen G players didn't want to go and everyone didn't like it. Saudi Arabia is a huge entertainment city. Gen G is going to establish its Middle Eastern branch. The EWC was empty. Famous teams gathered, but no one was in the audience. Gen G, Half-Life, and T1 can never keep the salary caps on the rosters. There's only 2 extreme ways for the clubs to avoid the salary caps. One is to pay luxury tax or to raise the second team. In the near future, player salaries will be revealed after Faker retires. When it's released, some of you will be surprised. LoLPOC's really small. There are no other ways to make a profit than watching the game. I think the T1 home ground is a really good idea. We're going to try and do it too. In terms of viewership, LCK Korea is number 1. Number 2 is Vietnam. China's out of interest. The Vietnam market is very large. True, the Vietnam viewership is crazy high. T1 tried a bubble. It's a platform where ZOFGK can communicate with fans one-to-one and then, of course, withdrew it. The number of teams building their own company offices increased, but I think it's a big deal. Personally, I think it's the wrong way. Gen G has rented the office building since 2017. China hated New Jeans coming out of the final. What? China hated New Jeans coming out in the final of 23 of Worlds because of Korea limitation order, so they sent a pressuring email to Riot, but the Riot producers ignored it. Chat, what is a Korea limitation order? What is that? China censors Korean entertainment and K-pop's partially banned. Really? Oh, shit. In North America, LoL is dead. It's a level that no one cares about. In Europe, G2 and Fnatic have a fixed fandom, but if they fail on Worlds continuously, they will lose power. I don't see how Gen G can lose this World Championship. I also have no idea how Gen G can lose Worlds. They have the easiest matchup in quarters. They face either T1, Gen G's son, or TES. Then they face Humalife, basically throwed by Gen G in the Swiss, or BLG, not as good as Summer, or LNG, who's a worse version of Gen G. Yeah, they might drop a game, but realistically, there's no threat. This is Chovy's year. Wasn't 23 Chovy's year, apart from JDG, or 22 Chovy's year as well? It's always been Chovy's year, but this might be the year. I'm really sad for Caps. I come from China, and there have little people watching the LEC. As a lead player, I was attracted when I watched G2 versus SKT. It's crazy. G2 achieved the dream of LPL, beating SKT in Worlds, but now everything's in the past, and I really hope Caps is such a diligent and talented guy who will achieve his dream and make LEC great again. By the way, Caps' dad is so kind. Yeah. Rekkles cooked him. This picture actually made me laugh so much. Like, what is Zeus doing? He looks like such a fucking clown ass. What's he doing, that red? What's he doing, that guy? Oh my god. HLE roster ganked IRL. Looking back, I should have stuck to Doran more. Oh my god, you left him hanging. You found them. Huge. Everyone's too busy thinking of the LCK and LPL. They don't realize that FlyQuest can pull off a 2023 T1 run by being the only hope of NA going against all the LCK and the LPL. Yeah, let's get you back to bed, Grandpa. Okay. MDK is really going for Jojo Pyun. What did Ibai say? So here's a brief summary of Ibai's stream. Mad Lions Koi has 3 mid lane options, 2 of which Ibai really likes. The first option is Jojo Pyun. They made him a really good offer. He also added that he spoke to him personally, and Melzet and Ilya also spoke to Jojo Pyun. Second option, no name, because he's on a contract on the team, but the same Mad Lions Koi made him offer. I wonder if that's Jackie's. Third option, 0 info on it, so it's in Jojo Pyun's hands. Yeah, I feel like Mad Lions' options are Jojo Pune, buy out Jackies, which I don't think Giant X is going to do that ever. And then the third option, I have no idea who they can take. I really have no idea. Which one's more likely to happen? The evil is detected. T wants the LPL. I am inevitable. I don't know, actually. Surely T1 doesn't run the whole LPL again, right? I mean, they can't. They have to play against GNG. It's impossible. My face when I think this is a Canon angle. Bro, I swear this has to be my new profile picture. I'm not even kidding. He looks so fucking goofy. I love him. Final rat remaining. Yeah, I don't have many horses left in this World Championship, but I do have a few. The Nut God, the final nut, Hamolife. Rat Boy for his back-to-back finals MVP. Despite completely running it down half the year and getting caught on cooldown. The Gen G hat is doing wonders for the Gen G arc. Scoot Scoot and Gala. It'll be nice to see them succeed. I don't really feel that attached to Weibo anymore. I don't really feel that attached to Weibo. And I don't feel that attached to top esports. Apart from Jackie Love. Jackie Love is fun. Chat, there's no The Shy, man. What is there to be attached to? You know how we talked yesterday about fans are normally fans of players rather than teams? I think that you can see that there with me and Weibo. I'm a fan of The Shy, but... Glory Hunter! Me! Glory Hunter! Me! How? What? You said Weibo was dog shit all year last year. How is that glory hunting? They finished 8th. You're so fucking dumb. Probably a Gen G fan or some shit. Shut up. Road to Millionaire, question mark. The odds. Gen G 1.01, FlyQuest 14. Oh my god. Jesus, man. Those odds are...